Good afternoon. This is Akashvani and I am Abhishek Mukhopadhyay with the Midday News. The headlines. Lok Sabha takes up no confidence motion against government for discussion. Prime Minister Narendra Modi calls BJP MPs for nationwide campaigns tomorrow against corruption, nepotism and vote bank politics. US lawmakers to visit India to participate in the Independence Day celebrations and attend a Red Fort address of Prime Minister. Thousands of global scouts been shifted to safer places in South Korea ahead of tropical storm. And India to play the third T20 International against West Indies at Providence Stadium in Guyana. Match to begin at 8 p.m. The Lok Sabha has taken up the no-confidence motion against the government. When the House met after the first adjournment at 12 noon, Congress MP Gaurav Gogoi initiated debate over the motion. He said the INDIA alliance has moved the no-confidence motion for Manipur because the state demands justice. He questioned why Prime Minister Narendra Modi has not visited Manipur so far. He said women had to face atrocities in the state. Mr. Gogoi questioned the Manipur Chief Minister, saying that he has failed to maintain peace and law and order in the state.
प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी अगर प्रधानमंत्री होने के नाते एक शांति की पहल करें, उस कदम में जो ताकत है वो किसी मंत्री या किसी सांसद में वो ताकत नहीं है। प्रधानमंत्री जी ने आज तक मणिपुर के मुख्यमंत्री को बर्खास्त क्यों नहीं किया?
Participating in the discussion, Nishikant Dubey of the BJP questioned the unity of the newly formed alliance INDIA.
ये जो INDIA बना है, यहाँ जितने लोग सांसद बैठे हैं ना, उनको रैंडम यदि आप पूछ लीजिए अपोजिशन वाले से कि INDIA का क्या फुल फॉर्म है, शायद कुछ ही लोग होंगे जो बता पाएंगे। और ये इंडिया बात कर रहे हैं। मैं तो इस मणिपुर का जो है शुक्रगुजार हूँ कि जितना इंडिया जो है आजादी के बाद से कांग्रेस ने नहीं किया होगा, उतनी बार इंडिया का यहाँ नारा लगा।
Mr. Dubey cited examples of the past, alleging that during the Congress rule, several cases were filed and actions were taken against the leaders of opposition parties, including Samajwadi Party, RJD and the TMC. He raised the issue of alleged corruption in the National Herald case to target senior Congress leaders Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi. The discussion is underway. Information and Broadcasting Minister Anurag Singh Thakur said that Congress leader Rahul Gandhi must apologize to the countrymen in the parliament. He said that Congress has an unholy nexus with a news portal which allegedly received funds from China. Talking to media outside the parliament today, Mr. Thakur demanded that Mr. Gandhi should clarify the alleged funding of Rajiv Gandhi Foundation received from China. The Union Minister also asked that Rahul Gandhi must reveal what benefits his party got from supporting the news portal.
कांग्रेस का हाथ न्यूज क्लिक के साथ, न्यूज क्लिक के ऊपर चाइना का हाथ, तो किसका हाथ कहां मिला सबको समझ आता है। और राहुल गांधी जी को आज एक अवसर है देश से माफी मांगने का। राहुल गांधी जी सदन में देश से माफी मांगिए और बताइए कि राजीव गांधी फाउंडेशन में कैसे चाइना वालों से पैसा लिया और कहां इस्तेमाल किया। अब देश से माफी मांगिए कि जो चाइना न्यूज क्लिक को फंड करता है उसको आपने क्यों समर्थन किया और इससे आपको क्या क्या लाभ मिला, देश को आप बताइए सदन के अंदर।
The Rajya Sabha has been adjourned till 2 p.m. The Lok Sabha also witnessed one adjournment till 12 noon. In the Rajya Sabha, when the House met for the day, Chairman Jagdeep Dhankar disallowed the adjournment notices moved by the opposition members over the Manipur violence and other issues. Opposition members started sloganeering demanding discussion on the Manipur issue. Leader of the House, Piyush Goyal, reiterated that the government is ready for discussion. TMC MP Derek O'Brien, while raising a point of order on Rule 267, which has a provision to suspend all the business of the House to take up discussion on any important issue, demanded that Leader of the Opposition Mallikarjun Kharge should be allowed to speak. The chairman objected to the conduct of Mr. Bryan. Following this, Leader of the House Piyush Goyal moved a motion to suspend the TMC MP for the remaining part of the session for continuously disrupting the proceedings of the House and disobeying the chair. Members from the Congress, TMC, DMK, Left and others trooped into the well which forced the adjournment of the House till 12 noon. Later, when the House met at 12 noon, the chairman clarified that he has not proceeded on the suspension motion against TMC MP. Mr. Goyal lauded the chair for showing magnanimity for not taking extreme step despite moving a motion to suspend the TMC MP. Congress MP K.C. Venugopal alleged that the motion to suspend Mr. Bryan was pre-planned. Later, Derek O'Brien again raised the Manipur issue and the chairman took objection to the conduct and behavior of the TMC MP. Meanwhile, BJP MP Sudhanshu Trivedi raised the issue of foreign funding to a media portal. Opposition members including Congress, DMK, TMC, Left and others trooped into the well. Treasury bench members also started sloganeering. The chairman tried to run the questioner amid din but in vain. The House was adjourned till 2 p.m. The BJP Parliamentary Party meeting was held in Parliament House complex in New Delhi this morning. Prime Minister Narendra Modi chaired the meeting. Briefing media after the meeting, Minister of State for Parliamentary Affairs Arjun Ram Meghwal said, Mr. Modi has called the BJP members of Parliament for nationwide campaigns against corruption, nepotism and vote bank politics from tomorrow.
जो हमें प्रधानमंत्री जी का मार्गदर्शन मिला उसमें सबसे बड़ा विषय 9 अगस्त 2023 को जो हमें एक अभियान चलाना है, भ्रष्टाचार क्विट इंडिया, परिवारवाद क्विट इंडिया, तुष्टीकरण यानी वोट बैंक पॉलिटिक्स क्विट इंडिया, ये अभियान हमें 9 अगस्त 2023 से चलाना है। उसमें सारे एमपी जुड़े, ये प्रधानमंत्री जी ने आह्वान किया है।
Mr. Meghwal said Bhibajan Bhibhishika Divas will be commemorated on the 14th of this month and the Har Ghar Tiranga Abhiyan will be celebrated across the country on 15th of August. He also raised the question of bringing no confidence motion in Parliament by the opposition parties. The minister expressed confidence that the government has the number to prove the majority.
हमारे पास तो बहुमत है, ये क्यों नो कॉन्फिडेंस मोशन लेके आए हमारी समझ में नहीं आया, लेकिन शायद उनके मन में ये है कि हम एक हैं क्या, इसकी वो टेस्टिंग करना चाहते हैं। एक टेस्टिंग उन्होंने कल राज्यसभा में भी की और राज्यसभा के फ्लोर पे जो भाषण हुए उससे पता चल गया कि वो कोई मजबूत ग्राउंड पे नहीं थे।
The meeting was attended by BJP President J.P. Nadda, Union Minister Jitendra Singh, Dr. S. Jaishankar, Dharmendra Pradhan, among others. Government has said that over 2 crore 41 lakh houses have been completed under Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Gramin to provide Pakka house to poor people. Minister of State for Rural Development Sadhvi Niranjan Jyoti said this in a written reply to a question in the Lok Sabha. She said the government is implementing this scheme with effect from 2016 to provide Pakka house to poor people. The Gurugram administration has revoked Section 144 of the Code of Criminal Procedure imposed in the city on 31st of July after violent incidents in Nuh. The administration said things have returned to normal now. The city remained overall peaceful. Sharing the notification revoking Section 144, the Gurugram Deputy Commissioner Ishan Kumar Yadav urged all citizens to exercise caution and continue following safety guidelines. The Haryana government is planning to build a dam at a cost of 6,134 crore rupees. It will have 14-kilometer long reservoir and will be built 4.5 kilometers upstream from the Hatnikund barrage in Yamunanagar district. Once the project is completed, the state will have greater availability of irrigation water, groundwater recharge and aquaculture, apart from generation of 250 megawatt electricity. Its reservoir will have a capacity of 10.82 lakh cusecs. This is likely to prevent floods caused by the Yamuna in Delhi and in adjoining areas of the river in Haryana. The dam area also shares borders with Uttarakhand and Uttar Pradesh. As part of the initiative taken by the Union Home Ministry to assess the loss due to recent floods in various parts of the country, a central team led by Mr. Ravinesh Kumar, financial advisor of the National Disaster Management Agency, visited various flood-affected villages in Mohali district of Punjab today. The team was assisted by Divisional Commissioner Indu Malhotra and other officials. The team assessed the type of losses, viz. Residential, livestock, crop, roads, etc. This is Akashvani giving you the news. For quick news updates around the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts. A bipartisan U.S. congressional delegation is planning to visit India to participate in the Independence Day celebrations. They will attend the Red Fort address of Prime Minister Narendra Modi on August 15th. The congressional delegation will be led by Indian-American Congressman Ro Khanna and Congressman Michael Waltz, who are co-chairs of the bipartisan Congressional Caucus on India and Indian Americans. The visiting delegation is scheduled to meet people from across different sectors, including business, tech, government and Bollywood. Other members of the bipartisan group are Congressmen Deborah Ross, Kat Kamak, Sri Thanedar and Jasmine Crockett, along with Rich McCormick and Ed Case. On his visit to India, Mr. Khanna said they will be in India to discuss how to strengthen economic and defense ties between our two countries, the oldest and largest democracies. India will launch a BRICS Startup Forum this year for facilitating collaboration among startups, investors, incubators and aspiring entrepreneurs. Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal announced it while virtually addressing the 7th BRICS Industry Ministers meeting yesterday. Highlighting the country's transformations, Mr. Goyal also commented on the expanding Startup India initiative, which has led to the creation of nearly 1 lakh startups in the country. Industry ministers of Brazil, Russia, China and South Africa also emphasized on the need for digitalization, industrialization, innovation, inclusiveness and investment among BRICS countries. In South Korea, thousands of global scouts from the campsite have been shifted to safer places today ahead of a tropical storm that is forecast to bring intense rains and strong winds to the peninsula within days. More than 1,000 vehicles have been used to move 37,000 scouts, mostly teenagers, from the World Scout Jamboree that opened last week in Busan, a county on South Korea's southwestern coast. Most will be accommodated in Seoul and the capital's metropolitan area, where officials have secured university dormitories, government and corporate training centers and hotels. In the United States, at least 2 people died and thousands of flights were cancelled or delayed as severe storms, including hail and lightning, moved from the eastern U.S. More than 1.1 million homes and businesses have lost power. The National Weather Service statement warned that there is a significant threat of damaging and locally destructive hurricane-force winds, along with the potential for large hail and tornadoes, even strong tornadoes. Russia has announced that it planned to launch a lunar lander this week after several delays, hoping to return to the moon for the first time in over 50 years. Russia's space agency Roscosmos said the Luna 25 lander would be launched in the early hours of Friday. The launch is the first mission of Moscow's new lunar program, and it comes as President Vladimir Putin seeks to boost space collaboration with China after relations with the West deteriorated. Back home, Justice Subhashis Talpatra today took oath as the 33rd Chief Justice of the Odisha High Court. Odisha Governor Professor Ganeshi Lal administered him the oath. Justice Talpatra, who was working as a judge in the Odisha High Court, succeeded Justice Dr. S. Mullidhar following his superannuation yesterday. The government today said the implementation of the National Policy and Action Plan to address left-wing extremism, LWE, has resulted in a consistent decline in LWE violence across the nation. This information was given by Minister of State for Home Affairs Nityananda Rai in the Lok Sabha. The key domestic share indices today witnessed marginal losses. In the afternoon trade, the BSE Sensex declined 71 points to trade at 65,882. The NSE Nifty also slipped 21 points to trade at 19,577 a short while ago. In cricket, India will clash against the West Indies in the 3rd T20 International at Providence Stadium in Guyana today at 8 p.m. Till now, West Indies have a lead of 2-0 against India in the 5-match series. The last 2 matches will be played in the United States. The 4th match will be held on the 12th of August in Florida, and the 5th match of the series will be played on the 13th of this month at the same venue. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Lok Sabha takes up no confidence motion against government for discussion. Prime Minister Narendra Modi calls BJP MPs for nationwide campaigns tomorrow against corruption, nepotism and vote bank politics. U.S. lawmakers to visit India to participate in the Independence Day celebrations and attend Red Fort address of Prime Minister. Thousands of global scouts been shifted to safer places in South Korea ahead of tropical storm. And India to play the 3rd T20 International against West Indies at Providence Stadium in Guyana, match to begin at 8 p.m. And for details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.gov.in and News on AIR app. And with that, we end the Midday News.